Motörhead didn't just break the rules, they obliterated them. This was a band that played so loud they made your eardrums bleed. Get ready, because here are the top 5 Motörhead facts that prove why they were truly untouchable. Let's kick things off with a bold move that never quite came to be. Did you know Motörhead almost went by the name Bastard? That's right. Lemmy Kilmister's first choice for the band's name was so controversial, it made the word Motörhead look tame in comparison. The manager convinced him to go with something less provocative to avoid issues with airplay. Next up, let's talk about toughness. Motörhead's guitarist, Phil Campbell, is known for shredding, but did you know that he once broke his hand mid-performance and still finished the show? Talk about rock and roll dedication. Most people would have called it quits and hit the hospital, but not Campbell. He powered through the set, blood, sweat, and tears, and only sought medical help after the show ended. If that's not the spirit of Motörhead, I don't know what is. Now let's talk about the time Motörhead won a Grammy. Sounds pretty sweet, right? Well, Lemmy's reaction was not what you'd expect. In 2005, Motörhead won the Grammy for Best Metal Performance, but Lemmy didn't exactly treat it like a prized possession. Instead of putting the award on display, he used the Grammy as a literal ashtray. Yep, he thought the golden statue was a perfect place to flick his cigarette butts. Just another reminder that Lemmy never cared about the mainstream and did things his way. And speaking of controversy, here's a fact that might raise a few eyebrows. Lemmy Kilmister was a big fan of World War II history, and his obsession included collecting Nazi memorabilia. While Lemmy was never a supporter of the ideology, his collection included everything from medals to uniforms. Some argue it was simply a fascination with history. Lemmy's views were often misunderstood. He was a complex guy who loved to provoke thought, but also loved to shock. Lemmy and Motörhead played a huge role in the birth of punk rock. Despite being more associated with metal, Lemmy's attitude and musical style influenced punk bands like The Clash, the Sex Pistols, and even the Ramones. It was his stripped-down, aggressive sound and anti-authority attitude that resonated with the punk scene. In fact, punk rockers loved the raw energy and rebellious spirit Motörhead embodied. Lemmy was often seen as a bridge between metal and punk, showing that rock and roll wasn't about genres, it was about attitude. Motörhead wasn't just a band, they were a force of nature that defied conventions, upset the status quo, and played life by their own rules. Whether it was nearly calling themselves Bastard, playing through broken bones, or challenging the world with their controversial lyrics and actions, they've earned their place as legends. If there's one thing we can learn from Motörhead, it's this: never conform, never apologise, and always stay true to what makes you you, just like Lemmy did. What's your favourite lesser-known Motörhead fact? Drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the wild world of Motörhead, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more crazy music facts.